Misaka Mikoto is by far the most popular character in the entire Toaru franchise. But with such acclaim comes criticism. How did Misaka become more popular than even the main character of the series? Is it outrageous and unfair? And why do some Toaru fans despise her? And remember, I'm only pointing out what others have said about Misaka's character, so please don't get butthurt thinking I believe everything I say. Misaka was an instant success in her debut as an adorable tsundere in a certain magical index, while also having a sadistic tendency to violently electrocute the main character when embarrassed. I guess Toma must be a self-insert for all the masochists watching. Turns out, when you turn Pikachu and an advanced military weapon into an anime girl, you've hit a goldmine for such creativity, as Misaka became the most popular character in the entire franchise, which is a hell of an achievement considering the series probably has more characters than the big three combined. While her character design was simplistic, Misaka still stood out thanks to her dynamic personality of being cocky as hell and having a strange obsession with frogs, which even puts Alex Jones to shame. While being generic anime tsundere girl 1000, but with a superpower, isn't reinventing the wheel, she still had her own merits to make one of the most overused tropes in anime a lot more refreshing, and the fact that anime fans in the early 2000s couldn't give a shit. Misaka's character was vastly expanded on with the Sisters arc, where thousands of identical clones of her were massacred in cold blood thanks to a non-binary anorexic albino kid, resulting in severe PTSD which puts Vietnam vets to shame. The story went deep into Misaka's soul about how she felt guilty for feeling responsible for the deaths of her clone sisters, and feeling like the only solution to ending the nightmare would be to die at Accelerator's hands. That is until her hero, Toman, stepped in, who was electrocuted harder than an inmate on death row, but still had enough strength to smack the living shit out of Accelerator. Due to solving a seemingly hopeless situation, this only cemented Misaka's feelings for Toma as popularity for their ship went berserk. The author of Toaru, Kamachi Kazuma, thought about giving Misaka's teleporting lesbian sidekick her own spin-off manga, but the editors objected, making Misaka the star instead. Speaking of Kuroko, if you like a vid on why she is arguably the most divisive character in the series, then make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. A Misaka spin-off turned out to be the right decision, as A Certain Scientific Railgun was a huge hit and absolutely cemented her as not only the most popular character in the series, but arguably the most popular girl in light novel history, at least in Japan. Way more fans simp for Asuna and Rem in the West, and to the average anime fan, Misaka is low-key underrated, but she's pretty much used as the poster girl for the entire franchise, as her face appears on nearly every piece of advertising, even if Misaka has a minor role in the actual series or game they're promoting. Look at this promo art of Index 3, Misaka hardly appears, and yet the new MC on the block, Hamazura, has been shafted for the fucking waifu bait. This is the exact same shit Finn had to deal with in China. No doubt, all this attention on Misaka has influenced some Toaru fans into thinking lesser appreciated characters deserve more attention and time in the spotlight. But hey, Biri makes bank, and has likely funded the Index novels to continue to the end of time. The franchise does have a huge cast of amazing characters with multiple dimensions to them that definitely do deserve more love, as the Index anime pretty much butchered them. So from a purely marketing standpoint, it makes perfect sense why Misaka's face can be seen everywhere. Cause she's got 10,000 clones, of course, but due to the huge mass appeal of Misaka, just like any other popular character or series, it makes her more prone to be targeted for criticism, which involves her aunties furiously typing Misaka Mikoto from their basements. While Misaka does have a quirky and engaging demeanor, she does have a bratty side, and she can make very questionable decisions at times, which can be annoying for some fans. Obviously, it's just a gag when she tries to hurt Toma after getting embarrassed, like when she shocks him with 1 billion volt lightning, fires a railgun at him, traveling at 3 times the speed of sound, and goes Chainsaw Man mode with her iron sand sword? Okay, it's a little excessive. I mean, one slight misstep from Toma here, and Misaka has just violently murdered her crush. Alright, forget it. Get your ass in jail. It is not even common to only Misaka in the series who hurts or tries to hurt Toma as a gag, since Index loves to repeatedly vor Toma's spiky head when pissed off. Most fans are nevertheless willing to look past Misaka tormenting Toma, even if it only adds to his never-ending misfortune. One thing about Misaka that irks everyone though is that her tsundere nature not only makes her abusive, but also makes her physically unable to confess her feelings. And it's been nearly 20 years. Of course, Toma is too busy saving the world from angels, gods, and demons every day to have time for that shit anyway. The point is that Toma and Misaka's relationship has felt stagnant at times, meaning many hardcore Miko-Toma shippers have already lost their minds that their OTP isn't canon. Honestly, if Toma hooks up with Index or Misaki, the copium meltdown online is gonna be so glorious. Like any other community on the internet, sometimes the fans are way worse than what they talk about and obsess over online, which then in result makes the thing they love hated by the people outside their circle jerk. There's a reason why a lot of people don't like Dragon Ball or Naruto or whatever, because the fans can be insufferable. Like, I don't want to generalize all Misaka fans, I'm just saying this is one of the reasons why she's hated by people in the community, as it can be quite divided in the Toaru fandom, as some Misaka fans can be so obsessed with her character that they will shit talk the other characters in the series and act like she's the only good thing about the entire franchise, which is crazy to me. Like, I understand, I get people have waifus, it's kinda sad, not gonna lie, if you're an adult, but come on, this is bullshit. Sadly, this will always exist online where people compare other characters to each other, and there is no such thing as people getting along in harmony. So I feel both parties are in the wrong here. Misaka as a character shouldn't be hated on simply because some of her fans need to touch grass. And if Misaka is your favorite Toaru character and you love her and no one else, that's fine, keep it to yourself and don't be toxic to the others who don't like her as much as you and appreciate the other aspects of the series. In Index, Misaka does have a lesser role, compared to when she's kicking ass as the title character in Railgun. Haters of Misaka probably claim that she's Toma's stalker, considering she followed him all the way to Russia and England from Academy City in Japan. God damn, time to get a restraining order. But no doubt she does this because she just cares for him that much. Aww. As you can imagine, fans who don't like this ship will find it very easy to criticize. Teenage anime girl has feelings? Fuck your feelings. I only deal with facts and logic. While Misaka's appearances in Index were often sporadic scenes of minor importance after the Sisters arc, she did start to appear a lot more in the sequel light novel series of Index, alongside her bitter rival, Shokuho Misaki. As I mentioned in my Misaki video, some readers would have complaints about how they felt forced into being in story arcs with the presence of the duo either having no impact on the plot or were a distraction from it. Misaka's character though did have some impactful dramatic moments however, such as her reverse Tono Jutsu against Toma in NT10 and her Sasuke Uchiha-esque power hunger phase in NT15, the latter of which only lasted for one volume. Even I was disappointed that this character arc didn't get expanded upon, but ah well, there's still a chance in GT, right? Of course, Misaka shines more in Railgun, since she has way more shit to do as a strong, independent female protagonist who don't need no man. Apart from the times Toma saves her ass to steal her glory. Typical. Regardless, in her own manga, she isn't overly fixated on Toma 24/7, which definitely benefits their relationship when they do share scenes. While Misaka is often more well received generally in Railgun than in Index, nothing is truly perfect. The Railgun manga in recent times has sparked debate, as the current arc basically gave Misaka the solo Star Wars story treatment by giving her unique different quirks, origin stories that they really didn't need. Ever wonder why Misaka loves kicking vending machines? Cause she copied it from this girl. And guess what? She also happens to love frogs. Ever wonder how Misaka first discovered how to use the railgun? Or the time when she first met Shokuho, etc, etc. Not to mention Misaka doesn't even appear much in this arc, with her focusing on a lot of new characters you won't remember, and Shokuho's gang. While there does seem to be an actual plan for this arc, according to the editor, and the story starting to gather pace, I guess we will have to wait and see if this backstory was worth telling to begin with. I think some fans are just hella salty that Misaka gets shoved in their faces way often than what they want. But it's undeniable, she deserves credit for making the franchise as huge as it is today, and providing me with the opportunity of a lifetime to disappoint my parents by talking about Toaru on the internet all day. I see this as an absolute win. Whether Misaka deserves her popularity or not, it isn't even important. What matters is that she's still relevant to this day. Well, kinda. Also, check out these videos right now on screen if you want to watch more epic Toaru content.